beautiful people. It's your girl, Miss Eileen. And I'm so glad that we are going to spend some time together today. And we'll talk about what's going on with the creator economy. I'm going to answer some of your questions, some of the questions that I've been getting or I've been seeing. And so let's just get this party started. All right, so let's see here. hmm If I haven't told you lately, I love you. And I am so happy that you're able to join in today. So, just to give you the lay of the land, I am using StreamYard along with the virtual camera from Ecamm Live. And I hope that we're coming through in all the places. Please type in the chat and say hi, and let me know. And there you go. Let's put up hello, everyone. Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about, and since we are live using StreamYard right now, and shout out, shout out to Gage and Dan from StreamYard and the whole StreamYard community, and also to my friend Nick Nimmin, Niminati, for this awesome video background, because that's one of the things that was introduced this year. And when we think about all the updates that StreamYard has made this year, these video backgrounds is a highly requested feature, and that is one of them. And so let me just make things a little bit bigger here on my little screen share. Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip over some that I think um my favorite one. I'll skip to some of my favorite ones, okay? But this one is handy, that was just released last week by the folks at StreamYard, and it is the video editor transcripts. So now when you're in your video editor in your studio and in the back of your StreamYard account, and any past live streams or any content that you've recorded using StreamYard or you've uploaded into StreamYard, you will also see these transcripts available there. That's going to help you with if you want to cut out a little section that you're going to make a YouTube short out of, or an Instagram or Facebook reel. It'll just make your job a little easier. And it's also really handy to have that extra transcript, because sometimes, depending upon the platform that you're on, and hello, my girl Janine is here, Video for Bosses. Hey, Happy New Year, my love. Depending upon the platform that you're streaming to, sometimes it may take a really long time for those transcripts to be generated. And I know that is definitely a case with YouTube. And so you're going to get those transcripts from your live streams a lot quicker, which will help you with your repurposing efforts. So that's one thing. Let's see what else. There's so many, but I am, like I said, I am going to skip to some of my favorites. Like this one, X comment integration. Well, in case y'all don't know, I still call it Twitter, and I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Twitter, right? If I say X, people are like, huh? What's that? Okay, Twitter comments. So this is something that we've been waiting for a long time. It was not the fault of any of the third party apps like StreamYard or Ecamm Live, but Twitter finally released that feature in the API. In fact, uh, yeah, I am live on Twitter right now too. So If anybody's over there on Twitter, hey, go ahead and type in your comment. And also, just for me to show it off and show how it looks, let's see what I can get going here. And we're being really informal today, so it's okay if Janine says, "Oh, nice. I think I may try streaming on Twitter X." Awesome, Janine. Yeah. Okay. Nope. All right. So let's just do a little demo to show that you can bring those comments on screen. And I just went onto my phone. I could have done it from desktop, but first thing that came to me was my phone. And so this really makes things a lot like the way they were with Periscope. And there she is under her other on Twitter. Janine, instead of Video for Bosses, she came in with her Janine Cummings. Hello, hello. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Over on Twitter X now. Thank you, my dear. I noticed it right away. And I love this. And just in case you're someone who's not really like, how does she know that she's on Twitter? If you notice right at the bottom of Janine's profile pic, there is that little symbol, the X, that lets you know. So even when she was on YouTube, you also could see the little YouTube icon there at the bottom right of her profile. So you know where those comments are coming in from. So I haven't seen any comments coming in from Facebook yet, but that's okay. It's really cool to see Janine's full government name. Oh, thank you, Janine. Okay, so we're really excited about this Twitter comments because we used to have them years and years ago with Periscope, and the infrastructure was already there. All Twitter had to do was turn it on, and so finally got their attention, and now they've turned it on. So let's go to the next thing. So that's working with StreamYard, Ecamm Live, if you're using EVMux and all the other popular third-party apps. I'm not going to speak for all of them, but I do hang out in some of the Facebook groups, so I know that it's on some of the popular apps. Okay, streaming to Instagram Live. Now, this is a feature that I had access to when it first rolled out. And sometimes these platforms they they do some things that like head scratchers. Like, why did they roll it out to maybe just, a handful of users, and then finally after over a year they rolled it out to everyone. And you would think that while it was in a limited release that they would have honed the process and made the process a little bit more user friendly and all that, but don't you worry, no, they didn't. They didn't make it more user friendly, just a FYI. It's clunky. And Janine, of course, being a live video expert, of course, she agrees with me because, that's my girl. Exactly. I finally gave it now. Uh, Did you mean you finally have it now? Yes. Everybody who has a professional account, which would be a business account or a creator account on Instagram, has it. It took ages. Yeah. And once you get your hands on it, you'll see that it may not be all that it's cracked up to be. Yeah. The wait. Honestly, you want to go live on Instagram, just use your phone. It's nice that you can use StreamYard, you can use Ecamm Live, all the other things that I mentioned earlier, EVMux, BeLive, you can use them all to go live from your desktop. But the little bit of bang that you get, it might not be worth the buck. That's just my opinion. But and my girl agrees with me. She says not user friendly at all. That, yeah. Because one thing that you have to do, and I see people making this mistake all the time because we're live streamers. And so we think, oh, Instagram Live. Yeah, I'm going to go live. And then they don't look at any of the tutorials that we have out here. Because I have a tutorial from over a year ago. Janine has tutorials. And we all tell you the biggest thing that you need to do is hit go live twice. You have to go live in your software and you have to hit go live on the Instagram producer, for lack of a better phrase. I don't know if that they're even calling it that, but we are all calling it that. Which is the dumbest thing ever. Like, just go live. Like, it's not intuitive at all. And so a lot of people are getting hung up and they think they're live and they're kind of figure out, how come I wasn't live? Yeah, because you got to hit it twice, which is dumb. But it's okay. All those that want to get it out of your system, go ahead, take advantage of it. Maybe it will work a lot better for you than it does with my workflow. Put it that way. I mean, it worked fine. People were there. I was able to do all the things that we love to do about live streaming, except this one thing, which is putting comments on screen. You can't do that either with Instagram Live. Same way you can't do that when you go live on TikTok if you're using a third party app as well. So there's that. All right, let's get back to our. I wanted to do just a little switch up here. Let's do a little switch up here and change our background. Oh, once again, shout out to Nick Nimmin for these beautiful video backgrounds that we're now able to use in StreamYard. All right, so the next thing is the downloadable transcripts. So we talked about transcripts being available in the video editor, but it's also cool that we can download them in integration with Zapier. And that really is something that's more relevant to people who are using the StreamYards, the on-air webinars platform for StreamYard. And custom markers. This is good. So if I wanted to repurpose some of the content, let's just say I was planning to repurpose this video and I was introducing a new topic here and I want to make sure that I can remember when I started the conversation about this topic, then I could use a keyboard, and I can't remember which button it is I have to use, and that will place a marker so that when I go into my studio after the live is done, I can see, oh, there's that marker. That's when I started talking about custom markers. So, yeah, it improves your efficiency in your workflow, especially when it comes to repurposing your content. Okay, and StreamYard is really, really great for that because remember, not only can you use StreamYard to streaming out to multiple platforms, but you also can use it as a recording tool. So it's really nice that you can have this browser based tool that is used for, inside of StreamYard. And that just reminded me that I can give you my link, and this is an affiliate link for those of you who have not. Let's make sure I typed it in right. Who have not tried StreamYard yet, and I entered it as a comment. I probably should have put it up as a banner, but that's okay. So it's eileen.link/StreamYard. So go ahead and give it a try. And the cool thing about StreamYard is you can use it for free. Now, I'm not sure of all the things that I'm covering today, which ones are on the free plan and which ones are not. You'll have to do your own little homework for that if you're planning on using the free plan. And my friend Eric is here. Hello, Eileen Smith. Happy New Year. Hey, Eric, you're closer to the new to 2024 than I am because I'm not exactly sure where you are right now, but I'm assuming that you're a little further ahead than I am. Okay, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Okay, so we're just going to do a few more StreamYard things and then we'll move on to another topic. Okay, so next we will talk about the iOS Guest app, and I actually did a video for this, a tutorial just to show you. And this is like StreamYard's first step towards having a mobile app for your live streams. And what it is for those of you who have guests who are coming in on their phone, specifically on iPhone, just to make all the things work that need to work inside of StreamYard, they can use this mobile app because typically you had to use your Safari browser on your iPhone or your iPad, but now there's an app, and of course it's free. So make sure your guests have that if they're going to be coming live on your show and they need to do it from mobile. All right. Oh, the touch up slider. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. I think this is probably my favorite one. And oh, yes, I am using it now. Hello, Pixie. And Pixie says Ohio Sigma. I'm not sure what that is in relation to, but hey. So the touch up slider is really cool because what it does, it just, let's see if I can move things around a little bit. So, it just hides maybe a little imperfections in your skin. And you don't have to use it if you don't want to. But the fact that it has a slider, which allows you to control the levels of how severe you want the touch up feature to be. Okay. All right. So that, and I could go on and on and on about StreamYard. Whew, baby, baby, I sure could. But what we're going to do is we're going to transition over into talking about some of the other updates of things that have been happening. And so um, you may have noticed that I have, wait a second, hang on, let me get rid of screen share for, all right, there you go. I have been spending a lot of time with the Amazon Influencer Program, putting a lot of my efforts and my energies into the Amazon Influencer Program, and as well as connecting with a lot of influencers on Facebook groups and in other places as well, and seeing a lot of the questions that come in. And so let's see, I may not have much to screen share here because, to be honest with you, Amazon is very protective, super protective over their what we can share and what we can't share. And so I will do my best. I do know that I can share some of the reference material that they have. And let me see if I can just get some of that up. There we go. So as an influencer, one of the things that you have to be very cognizant of, and it's really a lot different from other affiliate programs, in that they have a lot of do's and don'ts that may not be intuitive to you if you are already an affiliate marketer, because more than likely, if you've been accepted to the Amazon Influencer Program, you are already an affiliate for other types of tools or softwares or other products. And so they have a very strict um, terms of terms and conditions that are not intuitive. And so this question comes up a lot. it comes up a lot about the things you can and cannot do as an Amazon influencers. And so they have this really cool page here that kind of lays it out. So, because who wants to like really read terms of service, right? A lot of times those terms are so super boring and maybe a little confusing. But I love that they have this page of do's and don'ts, and it lays out exactly what you can do and what you can't do as an Amazon affiliate and influencer. And so, you know, some of the things, for example, this first one here, which is about the disclosures, although that is a part of Amazon transparency, but it also is an FTC guideline here, and that's important, especially in the US, but I'm sure other countries have similar types of arrangements. And so it tells you, always include your tracking ID in links. So you may have a special link, but because Amazon sells so many different products, there's going to be a different link for each of those products. So make sure you're including that. And they give us an example. And they have a little section of quick tips. What are the tracking IDs? And how to use the Amazon trademark and not to put them in your name or use them as an identifier. That's pretty much standard. But just a reminder there, and sites and social channels. And this is a question that comes up very, very often, especially from the newer affiliates about, they're posting links and they may have gotten a warning or they may have even gotten their account disabled because they were posting links in, let's say, for example, because this is somewhere you're not supposed to post links, a private Facebook group. You're not supposed to put any of your affiliate links in there. And it's so different because any other affiliate program, they probably would encourage you. Make sure everybody in your groups knows that, you're promoting, like I put up earlier, my StreamYard link, right? And per FTC guidelines, I should let you know that's an affiliate link, okay? But at the same time, if I was in a private Facebook group, I could post that link and it would not be a problem. But Amazon wants to be able to track everything. And so this is just, me showing you that there is a quick place for you to go when you have questions, because I know a lot of you are asking questions in the groups and they can easily be answered here. Also, make sure that you familiarize yourself with the Amazon terms of service because they're unlike other affiliate programs. All right, so let's talk about the actual content questions that come up. And I think similar questions come up in terms of YouTube and other video sharing platforms. But specifically, when we're talking about e commerce videos, and people have this question: should I appear in the video? Do I need to be on camera? And, the answer may surprise you. Um, but I will give that generic answer, which is it depends, and you need to test it on your for yourself. But just anecdotally, looking at some of the videos that I have that have performed well, several of those videos, not only am I not in the video, or you may see my hands and things like that, but I'm not on camera. And then I even have maybe 4 or 5 videos where I don't even speak. I don't talk at all in the video, and they do well. So it really depends upon the product. It depends upon um, the categories that the product is in. Consumers who are on Amazon shopping and they run across your video, they have a different incentive of what makes them purchase. Maybe they just want to see a close up of the product, which is different than what they may see on the listing that the merchant uploads. So it just all depends, and there's no hard and fast rule. And some people spend hours creating videos, and others just whip out their phone and say, hey, this is Apple's M1 Mac. I'm just pretending that I would be talking about the Mac. And Apple's M1 iMac, it was released in 2021, and I can do this, that, and the other with it. Bam, and that's the end of their video. And those videos can do well. Others could spend a minute and a half. I do believe there is a limit on how long you can go. I think the maximum time is something like 10 minutes, but nobody's really going to be watching a 10-minute video on Amazon unless they're watching a live stream. So that's the other thing. The Amazon Live program is another one that I think, if you're getting accepted into the Amazon Influencer Program, look into the live streaming. Now they have the app available on Android as well as iPhone, because for the first 3 or 4 years, it was only an iOS app, but now it's available on iOS as well as on Android. So go live. Go live and see how it goes. There's Bez is here. Hi, good morning, and happy new year to come. Hey, thank you, Bez. Yes, happy new year to you as well, my friend. And so I do want to encourage you to sign up for the Amazon Influencer Program, and just Google it, Amazon Influencer Program. If you have any kind of a social presence, it's just another way for you to earn a few extra bucks, or depending upon how much time and effort you're willing to put behind it, you can generate full-time income. And I know that there are people that are doing it. So, although I don't recommend putting all your eggs in one basket. All right, so that's it. That's my Amazon spiel here. Okay, let me kill that screen share. And so the next thing I want to talk about is YouTube. And really quickly, what I will do is talk about some of the questions that have come in on my channel. Now, in all honesty, a lot of the comments that come in on my YouTube channel are not really questions. They're comments. But maybe what I was thinking is that some of I didn't really mean to screen share. Sorry about that, y'all. Some of what may be beneficial is also, it's like a going back in history, and some of my past videos that I even like forgot that I put out there, but someone came and said thank you, or that is really valuable to them. And so I figured, hey, this is like, because this is our transition from one year to the next, this might be a time to just revisit some of those. So one video that was, how do YouTube cards work? And YouTube has this amazing feature of the YouTube cards that, oh boy, I wish some of the other platforms had the feature. But what happens is, you can strategically place a card, or what is they call it, an info card, or it's really a way where somebody can click on your video and open another website, or another video. And that is the beauty of those. So, if, for example, if I could say, yeah, and if you want to see my video about how to use YouTube cards, I could strategically place a card right here in the video and somebody's watching in replay. Of course, that doesn't work right now because, but and then they could click and go and watch that video. And I think that one of the biggest changes that kind of flew under the radar about that was initially um, you could only link to other YouTube things like a playlist or another YouTube video, and only certain approved websites. But when I made that video, which was about 2 years ago, YouTube made a change where if you are in the YouTube Partner Program, you can link to anything. So it could be your landing page for your email sign up form. It could be a merch store. Doesn't have to be one of the YouTube approved merch stores. It could be your own place where you're selling merchandise. It could be any website that you want people to go to. It could be your TikTok page, whatever. You can add that as a card and as well as an end screen. And I don't think people talk about that enough, but you do have to be in the YouTube Partner Program in order for that little extra perk. Okay, so the next video that someone left a comment on was about going live on Twitch without OBS. Ah, yeah, I remember when I first started using third party apps to go live. And oh my gosh, I love this comment from I am Jason Allen. God bless Eileen Smith. Thank you for your videos. Thank you so much, Jason. That is so kind of you. It's such a sweet thing for you to say. And Happy New Year. When I first started like exploring the world of using third-party apps, and we're going back a few years ago, right before StreamYard, Ecamm Live was one that I was using, and um, I think the other option at the time was OBS. And back in these days, I streamed on Twitch regularly. I was live on Twitch. Like I think there was one point that I went 180 some days in a row of being live on Twitch. And I took one look at OBS and I said, that is not the software for me. No way. It was way too complicated. And probably if I had sat down and tried to learn it, I could, but I just didn't want to be bothered. And Ecamm Live and StreamYard were so much easier. And then even Restream was one I think I covered in that particular video. And even though I don't use Restream as much anymore, it's still a very well used and popular platform for live streaming. And so if you're somebody who also says, this OBS thing is not for me, check out that video, and it's pretty short and sweet. Okay, and how to give a super chat on iPhone. And I know that sounds like so like, wow, what's different about giving a super chat on your iPhone? Believe it or not, it's not that easy to figure out, especially if you're not really familiar with like watching live streams and all of that. And so, yeah, I did a little video because it was doing, and the other thing about doing it from your iPhone is that the prices are a little different and the creator actually gets less money. So if you have a choice, I will say, not that even if you wanted to give me a super chat right now and you're on your phone, hey, I'm not going to stop you. But if at all possible, if you want to give someone a super chat, go to the desktop because that creator will wind up getting more money. Because if you do it from your iPhone, Apple has to take their cut too. So Apple takes cut, YouTube takes cut, and then that's less money for the streamer. Okay, so just an FYI. But now we also have the super stickers, which means you just get to put this fun little graphic or GIF up in the comment section, or you can give super thanks, which is another really, really cool thing that you can do for someone who has you know been live streaming for a while, or you're getting entertained, or you're getting value out of their content. And well, they don't have to be live streaming, I'm sorry, for pre-recorded videos, or it could be from the live stream replay. Once that comment section opens, because during a live only the live chat is open, but after the live chat, you can't chat anymore, but the comment section of a YouTube video becomes open. And so that's another way that you can show a tip. Give a tip to your favorite content creator. And I got a little distracted because I saw Bunsen and Beaker is here. Thanks for the tips in Madeline Space. We had a super successful multicast with StreamYard. Hey, yes. Hashtag the yard. You're right. Instagram was weird, but we figured it out. Yes. Good, 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 good. And Dr. Geneva speaks Happy New Year. So good to see your smiling face. My dear, thank you so, so much for stopping by. Okay, and Bunsen and Beaker, good for you on figuring out Instagram. And you probably have a great audience on Instagram. But think about it. Just let me know if you think that it was worth it fumbling through with all those steps that you need to do from desktop, or if it would just like go live from your phone. Just tell me what you think. Was it to your advantage? If it was to your advantage, then good for you. Good for you. I still think Instagram has a little bit work to do. If they would let us put comments on screen like we can do now with X, then I would be all for it. I would overlook the fact that it's clunky, but they don't even let you put comments on screen yet. So I don't know what's wrong with them. They've got more probably developers. I'm sure they have more developers than Twitter, right? So 1,000 plus people tuned in, but they didn't stick around. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the nature of Instagram Live. Christopher Nessie, Professor Nessie, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh my goodness. Only like 10 to 15 did. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, um, you got to think about your audience as well. And you probably will get, if I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, um, but you may want to look into starting a YouTube channel if you don't have one already. I think doing it all at once was still better. We do one show and it goes everywhere. Oh, okay, good. So you're already multi-streaming. That's right. You said earlier that you were multi-streaming, but you didn't say all the different platforms that you're on. And you might be on Twitch as well. I'm not sure. But if you're not, go do that as well. And see, you're also a good candidate for the Amazon Influencer Program, because I know that you do have the social presence. 10 to 15 is better than zero. That's right, Professor Nessie. Christopher Nessie. Uh, it, and sometimes it takes time. You kind of have to train people that this is what you're going to be doing, and they would look out for you and all that good stuff. So yes, this is so much fun. I love, love, love that you all are coming through today. I really appreciate you. And Bunsen and Beaker says hi. Yep. So yeah. And Bunsen and Beaker, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, there's the two dogs in the profile picture, and that's what that account is about, dogs. So, any dog lovers out there, make sure you're following Bunsen and Beaker. And they do have a vibrant community as well, even on Twitter. All right, so let's see. Let's go to another. Oh, let me finish up about the giving a super chat on your iPhone. What was really cute was the person. Oh, speaking of super chat, hey, thank you so much for the super chat. But the person that asked me about super chats, they also gave me a super chat from, well, it would have been a super thanks because they were watching a replay. Thank you so much, Dr. Geneva. And it looks like there's a three there, and I'm not sure what that three is representing, but oh, that's cute. That's a cute little. Um, I'm sorry, you guys can't see it unless you're on YouTube, and then you would be able to see it. So, oh, this is let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. That's what it is. Awesome. Thank you. Wait a minute. And I see this message from YouTube that says let's celebrate it. But I don't, other than clicking on it, by your own channel activity, go to channel report remove. So I guess me celebrating is just by me saying thank you. Just wanted to say how much really enjoy your info. Oh, thank you, dear. It's so kind of you. Appreciate you so very much. And let's see if there is a way, because I really want you guys to see this. And actually, this is my first time seeing this specific super sticker, so we're gonna we're gonna tempt fate. And actually, this is my first time seeing this specific super sticker, so. Okay, I had to put myself on pause. All right, here we go. In fact, you don't need me there twice. But here over on the right hand side is the super chat from Dr. Geneva. Oh, I just wanted to hover over it so you can see which one it is. Oh, that's cute. They got some new ones out, though. I have to go check them out. Okay, now let me come back on screen. Remove that. There I am. Let's see what happens when you break the script. There's no script. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's look at another comment that may have come through. And some of my old past YouTube videos. Oh, buy me a coffee. I did a video about buy me a coffee. And, to be honest with you, buy me a coffee has, um, I think they came under a little bit of controversy because they stopped accepting PayPal. But that didn't bother me. I know it bothered a lot of creators that were using it. And I thought, I wonder why that's, so annoying for folks. Stripe is fine for me, which is what I have connected there instead. But they added all these features that are very competitive with Patreon. So you can do your whole membership site on Buy Me a Coffee, which is really pretty cool. And you can create an audio podcast feed that would be a private feed that only your supporters would be able to listen to that audio. Okay, now it's not something that I am really recommending if you don't. If you want to get started with podcasting, go buy me a coffee. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you start a buy me a coffee page and you start getting people buying you coffee, why not? every now and then, post something that's exclusive for those folks because Buy Me a Coffee is a one time um, contribution versus Patreon, which is like an ongoing subscription, right? But in any event, that's what the video was about. The video was about using Buy Me a Coffee and how you could use this new audio feature because it came out in late 2022, I believe. But anyway, someone left me a comment recently and said, why use BMC, which is Buy Me a Coffee, instead of using your own website with a donation button? And my response was, first, I never said not to use your own website. Why can't you use both? Why can't you have a donation button on your website, which I'm all for, as well as have a Buy Me a Coffee page? I sure do. Actually, I don't have a. Yes, I do have a donation button on my The Anchor Show webpage. Okay, but here's an even more important point, which lets me know that the person probably didn't understand all the concepts of the video if they even watched it. Uh, if you wanted to put up a private audio content for your audience, you probably wouldn't want to do it on your website. First of all, a lot of websites are not going to allow you to do that. Your host, whoever you're hosting your website, like just let's just say you have WordPress and you're using like a HostGator or somebody like that, Bluehost, things like that. They will shut down your account if you start putting audio files in there. So that's one reason why you don't want to do that. All right. You would use a Patreon or you would use Buy Me a Coffee for that. Or you would just use a one of the podcasting hosts, and they all have a way that you can make a private feed. Okay. So that answers that question. But you wouldn't want to just use it on your website. So just 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 a caution. And all that stuff depends. All depends upon the size of your audience and all that good stuff. All right, so let's just do one last one. And the last comment that came in was someone thanking me for showing them how to use StreamYard to go live on Twitter, which we're doing right now. So, add Twitter into your mix. Now that we're able to get comments from Twitter on screen, I think it enhances the experience. I'm just going back now to making sure that I didn't miss anybody's comments. And let's just put up some of the comments from Twitter. Again, there's Janine. And she also was on the YouTube side. I love it when somebody's on one side because that's how I do. I'm like, I'm on the YouTube side now. Oh no, I went over to LinkedIn. And the wonderful things that we can do with our live streams and how we can engage with our audience. And I love that you all, even though this wasn't a scheduled stream, you took the time out of your day to come over, say hi, ask a question, share your feedback. And that's what live streaming is about. It's that real time engagement. And I absolutely love, love, love it. And I'm going to be doing more of it. And I want to encourage those of you who are using Twitter, if you have any kind of presence there, or if you want to start building up your presence on Twitter, take advantage of Twitter Spaces. And I have tutorials here on this channel about how to use Twitter Spaces, but it's very intuitive. You mostly would just use your phone, but also think about going live on Twitter now, in addition to multi-streaming to other places. For example, I'm multi-streaming to my Facebook page, to my YouTube channel, as well as to Twitter. And so if you're already live streaming, just add that as another destination. And I know for a fact, oh, another super chat came in. Hi, I am Jason Allen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, that is so kind of you. But go ahead and add it to the mix. Um, oh my goodness, you don't have to, um, Pixie. You're the ultimate Sigma boss. Pixie's the ultimate Sigma boss. Although I have no idea what that is, but since it's a new year coming in, I'm going to let that one. I'm going to assume that it's all in good faith. How about that? But you don't have to donate just because I said that. And just keep coming back and keep consuming the content, and you know, be a good steward, and join in the chat. And it's not all so much about giving shout outs, but it is nice to get shout outs. I appreciate um, when someone gives me a shout out. And you know shout out to StreamYard, shout out to Ecamm Live, which is what this is being powered by today. And also want to give a shout out to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you so much for being there for me and giving me a platform in order to stream to. And this is what I want for you as a content creator. I want you to be able to take advantage of all these platforms, all these places that you can get your message out, connect with your audience, build community. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And this is a great time. And think about how you're going to be doing that in the new year. And with all that, some things never change, and I always start my live streams by saying, "Hello, beautiful people," and I always end by saying, "Stay beautiful."